think a lot of that has to do with the pressure I put on myself at the GPs, the expectation to perform position-wise. Hey guys, I'm Jack Chambers. I'm from Florida in the United States, and here we are with 5 Minutes with Fletch.
So when you're racing,
Yep.
especially with the British Championships, you've led quite a lot of the races. Do you daydream, or are you really focused?
So a lot of the time, actually, it's something I've tried to been focused on. Actually, what I'm thinking about while racing. A lot of people sing while they're racing, which I can't really get into. Some people just don't know about anything, and that's kind of where I am. I don't really think about much. I would say I would more tend to wander in my brain whenever I'm in the lead, being that I have no goal to chase, no one to chase after other than lap time. So I think yeah, these British Championships have been tough because I have been leading and in quite a few motos. So the thing to do is just kind of have a good relationship with your mechanic and really rely on the pit board as much as you can, and just more like lap times and the gap between you and second place.
Because like some people are like, I don't look at the pit board, I just ride.
Yep.
Then others are like, every lap I'm on the pit board.
Yeah.
What are you?
I tend to look at the pit board when I feel like I need to look at it. When I want some information or say advice. Obviously, you can't really tell me where to go on the track. We don't have headset communication, which I think would be cool to one day have. But yeah, I tend to look at the pit board when I need to, and most of the time that's every lap but a lap. Maybe I'm in a battle with somebody. Yeah, can't really tell me too much. I know the person's right in front of me, and I need to make some passes.
So like, what inspired you to come race in Europe? So obviously you've done Supercross.
Yep.
You've done the National. Was it just to like try and complete everything?
I would say a bit of that, as well as my trainer is Zach Osborne. So when the opportunity came about from Steve Dixon to Zach to come and race in Europe, I really couldn't turn it down. Obviously, racing in America is everyone's dream to come from Europe to go to America. I wouldn't say it was my dream to go to Europe, but it's become that. Honestly, being able to travel the world and do what I love is a really cool experience.
Like, I'd love to go race an American track. I'd love to go race Southwick.
Yep.
But I think I'd do about half a lap and then I'd be let out on the floor dead.
Yeah.
Have you ever raced there?
I have not raced Southwick, actually. I've raced 5 Pro Nationals ever, and now I think I've raced almost 17 to 20 GPs. I haven't counted it up recently, but yeah, quite a lot more GP races than I have Pro Nationals in the States.
So like, so obviously you have different regulations for the bikes. When you came from the States over here in the winter, once you signed with Dixon, what was the hardest thing to get used to?
Last year really wasn't too much. It was fairly standard with the engines and the bikes and stuff. Not much difference with the chassis or anything like that. This year we did go to a 3-speed engine, so that was a bit different to get used to. You can't do that in the States.
You just go like the stock.
Yeah, three gears only on a bike. In the States they have 5, and I've gone back to a 5-gear speedbox gearbox because I practice on a 5-speed gearbox during the week. So it's what I'm comfortable with to race on.
So like, when you're in the waiting box, like obviously in the GP, you're like sat behind the gate.
Yeah.
Are you thinking what's going to happen, or like I said earlier, are you daydreaming?
I normally try not to let my mind wander before the races. I stay pretty calm and just kind of more or less think of the track and the way it goes and the way it flows. So yeah.
Like, what's the hardest thing about riding the British Championship compared to the GPs? Have you got to be more focused at the British, or do you like obviously at the GP? The GPs is obviously a lot harder.
Yeah.
Do you focus more, or do you try and enjoy it?
I think that's a good question because I do better here in the British, and I feel like I ride more like myself at the British. And I think a lot of that has to do with the pressure I put on myself at the GPs, the expectation to perform position-wise. But here, I come here and my main goal is to win, and yeah, that seems like it should be more pressure. But since I've done it multiple times and I feel comfortable with it, it's not as hard. So yeah, I do enjoy leading here, and maybe one day I can lead some GPs.
Yeah. So like, do you enjoy riding a GP track more than like a British track? Obviously, GP tracks, they have a lot more preparation.
Yeah.
They like prep it in between the mows.
Yeah, so I think the difference between the GP tracks and the British tracks for me is the bumps are a lot smaller here at the British tracks, because you have the 125, 250 class that goes out, and some races there's small bikes and mini bikes, so the bumps are a lot smaller and a lot more chattery. The bumps at the GPs, obviously, there's the 250 class and the 450 class, and then sometimes there is the EMX. So yeah, the tracks form differently, and the GP style tracks have a lot bigger bumps and deeper ruts. A lot of the tracks here don't form up that way and get as rough.
I don't know whether you'd be happy to talk about it, but a couple of weeks ago in the Czech Republic, you had a pretty scary crash.
Yeah.
What was that like? Did you like when you were led on the floor? Obviously, you seemed like quite no movement.
Yeah.
Were you thinking anything, or was your mind with you?
Yeah, my mind wasn't really with me there. I hit the ground pretty hard. Luckily, no super bad damages to my body. I did snap the bars, which I didn't realize till the day later. But yeah, so I was laid there for a couple minutes, unconscious for maybe a few, but obviously still breathing, and everything was good. Just hit my head really hard, and yeah, it took a week or so off. Went back to training fairly quickly. Obviously got released to race this weekend, and yeah, feeling good.
Thanks for your time.
Yep. Thanks, dude.